Hello everybody, it's the Nostalgic Millennial here, and thank you for joining me. Today we are going to be going through a quite quick stream here. I wanted to go through some magazines that I had when I was younger, and one of the ones that I wanted to go through was Electric Gaming Monthly, as you can see here. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we have the cover. And first we have a Wii U, or I'm sorry, not a Wii U, a Wii exclusive here. Man, does anyone remember this game here? Was there like hacking and slashing, or was this game actually like decent? I didn't even know this game existed, to be honest with you. Oh man, you remember Advance Wars? That was such a good series, and it's such a shame that it's kind of a dead franchise now. I would like to see more Advance Wars, but we don't know if we're going to see any more of that, especially after Reboot Camp, but I'd like to see more. Oh, man. Turok. Now, that's a franchise that could possibly go through a reboot, but last time we had a reboot, wasn't so great, but I would like to see Turok get another chance, but if what I'm seeing is correct about the new Turok, it's not what I'm looking for. Unreal Tournament. Man, remember when Epic used to make video games? Not just, their engine and all that. Oh man, we got Brawl in here too, so that should be a good section to go through here. And oh man, that brings back memories looking at this Above the Influence ad here. I just remember when there was so much about, like, they would say, like, marijuana was bad and all that. Hope you all are able to see what I'm looking at here. Ah, man, does anyone remember Conflict Denied Ops? I've heard of the game, but I don't know if it was any good. If anyone can say if it's good or not. I mean, it looks like it was maybe like a Call of Duty clone. I don't know. It says it had co-op mode, so I'm really curious to see if it was actually good or not. And then we have here Mass Effect. This was, I think, when Mass Effect 2, or not 2, it was Mass Effect, well, it's some Mass Effect here, but, man, it was all the rage, man. Liara was definitely the fan favorite. And then we have Crisis Core here. There were just so many different types of franchises of games back in the day. Nowadays, you look, and there's very little games coming out, and I would really like to see more of that. There was a lot more variety, Oh, and then we have Mario Galaxy here, talking about behind the scenes, and looking at this other game here, Taming the Show Animals. I don't remember this one, honestly. More Mario Galaxy stuff here, talking about the ending seeming apocalyptic and crazy. I've actually never played Mario Galaxy enough to actually, what's the word? Actually complete it. I've played it enough to just see the gameplay, but I've never really had an opportunity to, like, actually fully go through it. I would love to do that someday. Maybe someday. And what is this here? Oh, man, remember when we actually had, like, phones that were, like, not, well, kind of smart? Look at this one here. Man, remember when phones used to look like that? God. Oh, and Rock Band, when everyone was going through their Guitar Hero phase. You either were a Rock Band or you were a Guitar Hero stand. You couldn't do both. And then I don't know what the heck this movie is here. Dragon Wars. D-War. Some B-movie. Never heard of that one. Call of Duty 4. This is really where people crap on Call of Duty now, but back in the day, it was a really, like, big changer in the first-person shooter genre. There's a reason why during this time every single game copied off of Call of Duty 4, because it was a hit that worked. Okay. Got some stuff here about Halo. Nintendo's neglecting us again. Talking about, what do we have here? So we have Wii owners are currently DS demos. Everyone's Nintendo channel. I don't know if actually America got the Everyone's Nintendo channel. That would be decent if I knew about that, but I really don't know that much about it. And then we have this game here. I've never heard of this game. I played a lot of DS games, and if you look at my channel, I definitely had my fill of it. But I've never heard of this one called Ninja Town. EGM alum. So someone that used to do like what? Oh, he used to work for EGM. Okay. So this was his first game. Well, I mean, never really heard of Ninja Town, so probably didn't do well as what he was hoping. Looking through here. Who's Laughing Now award? Colin McRae. There were just so many franchises back in the day. I just really miss when you had a lot more variety with that type of stuff. Paprappa the Rappa, Drake's Fortune. Rumor Mill. Oh, I like going through Rumor Mill, because sometimes you can look through things that, you know, maybe happened, maybe they didn't happen. So let's see here. We got talking about Guitar Hero 3. Guitar Hero is going to bring it back to the work sequel count to 4. Well, we know that happened. With all the money Guitar Hero made, that was kind of inevitable. Well, that is an interesting little side thing here. I see here that it talks about 007. Talking about here how Microsoft canceled the 007 port. Well, I don't know if you're aware or you'd like to be aware, but that lovely 007 Xbox Live port actually, it came out unofficially because it was leaking PartnerNet back in the day for the original Xbox. And now it's been dumped as a ROM so we can all enjoy it. And it wasn't actually Microsoft that canceled it. It was EON. They didn't like when the game came out, they didn't like the fact that it had standards that they didn't care for. They didn't care if it was finished. They said it's never coming out. So Rhea here says that she wants to go through the table of contents. We can do that. Let's see here. If there even is one. I'm going to save my place here. Let's see. Okay, we do have a table of contents here. So we have... Okay, let's save my place there. So we have right here Burnout Paradise, Nanostray 2, Unreal Tournament, Call to Sept, Pursuit Force. I remember that game. That was such good fun. Rumor Mill. That's where we're at right now. Rumor Mill. Double Eyes Golden... yep, speaking of which, there it is. GoldenEye 007. Yep. Luckily, as I said, it's a shame that it never came out, but we can all... Well, people that it can emulate can enjoy it without having any issues. Because the build that came out of PartnerNet was practically finished. I think it's playable. And it's such a shame because they remastered the graphics, but they also let you play with the original game at any time you wanted. It just sucks that EON had such a stick up their butt about having the rules about, like, well, the current James Bond needs to be the current one. You can't use old ones, and there can't be any blood, and just very stupid stuff that if they had those terms back then, you wouldn't have had GoldenEye, which... I don't know if they're going to do any better with Amazon owning the rights to it, though. The Marines. Decision 08. Oh man, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. It's really kind of a shame that we're possibly going to be losing one in the console industry. I mean, Microsoft has definitely been flailing for quite some time, but it's finally hitting me that we're possibly only going to have, like, majorly, like, one or two. If we're talking, yeah, we're possibly going to have, like, Nintendo and Sony. So what do we got here? We have Wii Fit talking about the Wii. So this is games that have come out for the Wii that were for, like, 2008. They're, like, the must-play games. So we have here Wii Fit. I remember I had this here. And Big Willie Unleashed. You know, I kind of have a bone to pick with Big Willie Unleashed. Because if anyone ever got the privilege of playing Destroy All Humans 4 and realizing how bad it was, it's because of this game. It's because the team was split in half. You pulled the talent away to work on this Wii port, and then the other side worked on Path of the Furon. Well, Path of the Furon was not great. And it wasn't finished, and they definitely took more time to improve the Wii version here, and it's really a shame, because I think the Path of the Furon killed the franchise. I'd like to see it come back. Maybe we'll see possibly a remake of it, but on the story aspect of it, if you remade Path of the Furon, from what I've heard, I didn't think the story was that great either, so maybe just a new Destroy Humans game. We can just forget Path of the Furon existed. So let's see here. We have Okami. That's getting I think a new game coming out next year. That's good that that Capcom's finally making aware about that game. And let's see here. Harvest Moon. That's a franchise that's still going here. No More Heroes. I don't know if that one's still going. The Agenda. No, it's not a typo. This is based on a school project by... Oh, wait. We're talking about The Blob. Okay. That was an interesting game that lasted maybe... I think it was 2 games, and there was a third one that got canceled because THQ was... I think that's around where THQ was acquired by Embracer Group. Yeah. Embracer Group acquired THQ, and they kind of shut down everything that was related with The Blob. And then Lost Odyssey here. If anyone can tell me if Lost Odyssey was a decent game, I have a really good friend of mine that actually was just telling me about Lost Odyssey and how it's kind of an underrated game. I heard it's really good, but I don't know enough about it to like make a decision on that. So if anyone has played Lost Odyssey and if it's worth like going through, let me know. Here we have Dark Sector. Dark Sector. It's kind of funny that if anyone plays Warframe, Dark Sector is now like canon in the Warframe universe. It only took, since 1999 to make it finally canon, but it's funny that Warframe was kind of like what Dark Sector was planning to be, but then the budget got cut midway. But this is a very interesting game, mainly with the glaive part and being able to, lop limbs off. Rhea, is the Wii momentum going to last? Yes. Well, it did. It did for quite some time, but then afterwards you just started to see, shovelware? Yeah, you just started to kind of see shovelware show up on the system. And we have Gran Turismo 5. Yeah, that game took so long to come out, they had to basically release kind of like a demo to satiate people. Back then when games took time to be developed. The Agency. What is this? The Agency. Now you're bored at work, phones... Let's take a look at this together here. So let's see here. Agency, video game. Operatives. Do you tax $100 million? Sony's online massive multiplayer game lets you jump up with a covert spy network, design your own agent. Oh boy. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe the Agency ever came out. I think that was canceled, sadly. Would have been interesting, but... it's kind of funny that it's another failed live service Sony game, so it's like they never stopped repeating themselves. Concord. Anyway, let's see here. We have... did I miss something here? No, I did not. Okay. Metal Gear Solid 4. I have not played Metal Gear Solid 4. I would like to play it someday, but I have a feeling that whenever I start to play Metal Gear Solid 4, that is when Konami is going to introduce a remake. And I haven't played it since... Well, I have the PlayStation 3 copy. I have an emulated copy, but there's obviously issues with that. And I'd like to play something native. Having full 120 FPS would be great. But hopefully Volume 2 of the Metal Gear Solid collection, but I'm not holding my breath. SOCOM Confrontation. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, I think Confrontation was the last SOCOM game. Am I right there? Or was it... Yeah. Because there were issues with SOCOM Confrontation. I think this is the one that killed the franchise, which is really sad. We would have been fine. Jack Sucker Punch made a good name with its Infamous. It's funny that Sucker Punch made a name with Infamous, but now Sucker Punch is now known for Ghost of Tsushima, and now they're continuing that with Ghost of Yotei. I don't think we're going to see a comeback to Infamous anytime soon, which is a shame. I liked Infamous. It reminded me of Prototype a little bit. Killzone. Let's see here. We have great gameplay footage of Killzone, but we expect to hear multiplayer, the best part of the first game, any day now. So here's some Killzone information here about it. I don't know if Sony could do another Killzone game. I mean, I would like for them to, but based on Shadowfall, being just a glorified graphical tech demo, I would like to see them try it again. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to see them try Killzone again. SingStar. Oh yeah, this is definitely the era where there was a lot of oh, what's the word? Accessory-based gaming, and when you had, you know, Guitar Hero and Rock Band and all that. Yakuza Kenyan. The third title in Yakuza. I don't know if that game actually came out. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know much about this. I didn't even know this title was a thing, or maybe that is the code name for it. I don't know. Wipeout HD. Remember Wipeout? That was such a great racing game. I remember my first play with Wipeout. I have a Sony PlayStation 1 disc here, and I thought that was the coolest thing. Tekken 6. Well, wait a minute. Oh, here's something interesting here about Metal Gear Solid. I think Sony will make great strides. Oh, here's something from Michael Pachter. Wow. They're saying that, wow, okay, Sony will do better. Am I wrong, or does Michael Pachter make a lot of mistakes? Maybe I'm wrong with that. He's definitely not as accurate as, like, Jason Schreier. I think because Jason Schreier actually gets the information, and Pachter is kind of just guessing and pulling numbers out. Fable 2. My wife definitely loves the Fable series. She can tell you all about it. Peter Molyneux. Sometimes that end up being more exciting than the actual finished product. Yes, you can say that again. There was a lot of stuff about the Fable franchise, 1 through 3, that would have been interesting to come out, and it just never did. And now with Microsoft canceling games left and right, I don't even know if we're going to see that Fable reboot. I'd like to see it. My wife would like to see it, but I don't know if it's actually going to come out. I'd like for it to come out, but let's see here. Yeah, Lost Odyssey. Speaking of which, it's a bit of rough around the edges. If anyone's ever played Lost Odyssey, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Ninja Gaiden. Actually, what's funny about this is that Ninja Gaiden 4 was just announced, and, you know, hopefully, I think there was a trailer shown off at Gamescom, but hopefully we should get more gameplay. And from what I've heard, it's definitely like that. More gameplay, not from, like, Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. Let's get away from Razor's Edge. 2 Human. Back in 2 Human Creator. Oh man, this 2 Human went through such development hell, man. Only to just get axed. It went through so many development strides. And then when it finally came out in the 360, then it got killed by that epic lawsuit. It just wasn't meant to be. Halo Wars, Alan Wake, Splinter Cell, that's a dead franchise. There were just so many different franchises back in the day. Command & Conquer, that's one that is, I'd say, dead now. It's being taken over by, well, Command & Conquer and StarCraft, by Stormgate, I think it's called. I haven't checked out Stormgate, but I heard it's like what people that played those games, Command & Conquer and StarCraft, they are, you know, a sequel, it would be like. And Frontlines here, I actually have this game. When I first got my NVIDIA GTX 1070, I believe, it came with a disc of this, and I played it, and I wasn't really too impressed with it. It just felt very generic, and this was THQ game. So again, this was probably close to the end of the road for them. Tomb Raider, Underworld. I don't know if Tomb Raider will make a comeback. Maybe Tomb Raider should just stay a dormant IP, especially after Shadow of the Tomb Raider kind of not really selling to their standards. Fallout 3. You know what's funny about this is that Fallout 3 is supposed to get a remaster. I think, unpopular, maybe it's a popular opinion, I don't know. I would like to see New Vegas. I think I would like to see New Vegas, especially with the fact that, you know, with the Fallout Amazon TV show, we're going to be visiting New Vegas. That would be absolutely prime for them to do that, but Microsoft acts like New Vegas doesn't exist, which is a shame. Yeah, Borderlands, man, it's nice that Borderlands is still going, but jeez, I mean, with Randy Pitchford won't shut his mouth. That's all I'll say about that. Grand Theft Auto. Let's see here. Rockstar's running an airtight campaign. Grand Theft Auto 4. I liked 4. I liked the campaign of 4. That was good stuff here. Force Unleashed. I would like to see a return to Force Unleashed. I don't know if we ever will. Every time we get a Star Wars themed game, it gets canceled, like with Respawn. And then we have here Alone in the Dark. This is a franchise that I believe Atari owns, but I do not want them to return to Alone in the Dark. Well, they kind of did with the one with, I can't remember her name, and David Harbour. That did not sell to expectations, so I think we're never going to see a return to Alone in the Dark. Which is, it's okay with me, if it just kind of just stays that way. Silent Hill. I haven't really checked out much about Silent Hill F, but I heard it's kind of like a mix between Fatal Frame and maybe a little bit of Silent Hill. I think it looks good. And then we have here Project Origin. Model of this and Scared 2. Oh, this actually turned out to be Fear 2 Project Origin. It's funny because it says here, despite losing the Fear moniker. Well, that turned out to be Fear anyway. TNA Impact, Dead Space. You know what sucks about Dead Space? That's such a good franchise. EA totally screwed things up with Dead Space 3. And then when the remake didn't sell well, we had the remake of Dead Space 2 canceled. So I don't know if, I think Dead Space is probably a goner. And then there's Dark Sector here. You know, basically now it's officially part of the Warframe lore officially now. It's really great because, again, Dark Sector was... Warframe is what Dark Sector was trying to be on a lower budget. So it's finally coming out. The Saboteur. That's I think that's a... oh, that's EA Games. Oh, man. EA used to do a lot of games here, man. Golden Axe Beast Rider. What's this? The Imagining of... Actually, Warriors of Rideable Critters. Oh, I remember this game. This game is not too great. This game, I actually have a copy of this game, and yeah, it totally just killed the Golden Axe franchise for Sega. Absolutely, they tried to get all controversial and brash and try to use fan service and all that, and the gameplay was just kind of crap. Hello there, Ghost Tracker 2. Greetings. Hi there. We are going through... Whoops. We are going through Electric Gaming Monthly. Just one of them anyway here. We are right now talking about Saboteur. Well, actually, no. We were talking about Golden Axe Beast Rider. And, yeah, that game. Oof. And then speaking of Golden Axe, we were going to have a, I believe it was a remaster of Golden Axe. If you downloaded the Golden Axe thing from Steam, I believe, you got to see kind of like a slice of it, and it looked pretty good. I'm kind of ashamed that we never got to see Golden Axe finally come out. Let's see here. Oh, Wheelman. You know, no one is... This game here, I played this game from start to finish. I liked the Wheelman. I liked how schlocky it was and how arcadey it was. It was definitely supposed to be trying to be like a poor man's GTA, but I liked the controls, especially when you were driving and you had the stick and you would push left and right and the car would literally just shunt left and right. It was so unrealistic, but taking cars out, that was fun. I liked that. Army of Two. I don't know if we're going to have a sequel ever to Army of Two. I think after the 40th day, I think, sadly, that's kind of going to be it for that franchise. Mercenaries, I'd like to see a return to Mercenaries. Man, EA did so many games here. So many great games here. Brutal Legend. Does anybody remember Brutal Legend? I know that Jack Black was involved with this game, and it's like a real-time strategy game, but I don't know that much about it. I have it, I think I have it free on like Epic or something like that, but I haven't gotten to play it yet. You know, like 999% of my Epic library. NBA Ballers. Oh, yeah. Remember when there was more than just NBA 2K and Madden? When we actually had variety with our sports games? God, I miss those days. Ghostbusters. Let's see. It's fall 2008. Stay Puft. You know what's funny about this is I believe that this... If I'm not mistaken, I think this was essentially what Ghostbusters 3 was going to be like. I think one of the cast members of Ghostbusters admitted that in an interview, which is pretty interesting. Ghost here says Mercenaries. I think I saw one trailer. Oh yes, I remember the trailer for Mercenaries, Ghost Tracker. I remember the trailer where they would just say "blow the living crap out of it" multiple times. It was so great. And oh, let's see here. Yes, that definitely sold me. Where is my copy of Mercenaries? Ah, here it is. There is your proof. Mercenaries. Yes, I do have Mercenaries. Great game. I don't know if World in Flames is any good. I never got to play World of Flames. I know, I miss NFL Fever, Ghost Tracker. You know what I also miss? I miss NFL Blitz. I really want Blitz to come back. I liked the arcadiness. I'm not the simulation football kind of guy. I liked Blitz, and then I also liked the League. I liked Blitz the League because, like, it was a mature-rated game, and I remember when you would tackle somebody, there was a chance where you could literally injure them, and it was like a Mortal Kombat X-ray of their bones, and their bones breaking. That was just so awesome, and it just sucks because Midway's dead now, and the problem is, you know, just what I was showing with the Wheelman. Midway released so many games that nobody bought. Nobody bought them. You had games like the Wheelman. You had Psyops, which I do have a soft spot for Psyops. I like Psyops, and you know, it just sucks because Midway they made a lot of games that nobody played. Oh, Spy Hunter 2 on the Run. I think that was another one with, I think The Rock was in that game. They made so many poor choices in what people wanted. And, yeah, it costed Midway their life. And they made really great games. And, speaking of great games, Prototype. I would love to have a port of this. Not even like a remaster. I'd love to have a port of Prototype. I've never played Prototype, but I've heard it's really, really good. Because you get to play as the bad guy. So there's not like... See, whenever I play games, I always try to, you know, do the good thing. I always, it's really hard for me not to do negative karma stuff, like in Fallout and Infamous, and any game that has some type of karma system, I'm always the good guy. But Prototype was the one where you can be the bad guy, and there's nothing wrong about that. And, you know, it kind of sucks that we don't have another game like Prototype. It just really sucks. There was a lot of potential, especially nowadays, where you had consoles now can do SSD, where you can load things much faster and all that, you know? It just... so calm. Tactical Strike for the PSP? I never played this one. I played Fireteam Bravo. On the PSP. Yeah, that's a franchise that I wish Sony would bring back. But they won't. And here we have probably the reason why, you know, we have the cover's sake here. The issue about Brawl. If I remember correctly, Brawl was delayed multiple times. And I think Masahiro Sakurai said, maybe it was Sakurai, I think he said something like, a delayed game can be good, but a rushed game is always bad. And I think this was a way to, like, satiate people to tell them it's still coming and all that. Oh, let's see what we have here. Pichu, Killing Machine, Casual Acquaintance, Old Pro, Shroom with a View. Here's some screenshots if you want to look at it. Yes, Ghost Tracker, I've heard Prototype is really good. Prototype 1 and 2. Yes! Oh, you're talking about the Mindgate Conspiracy. I have that game as well, right next to me. Yes, the Mindgate Conspiracy. Book and all. What a shame this ended on a cliffhanger. Would have liked to see them do more with that game. Let's see what we have here. Oh, some more screenshots. Fans. Oh, that's funny here. It says here that they made a joke in 2002 that you could play as Sonic, but now you can actually play as Sonic. Oh, come on. We all know who these characters are. Jump Superstars. This is a game that I played translated, but I cannot believe that this never came out localized. You had all kinds of different manga characters and anime characters in like a Smash game. And it never came out. And I remember it was really cool because you could like team them up together. It reminded me of a bit of like Super Sonic Warriors on the DS. But think about like all the different anime stuff and all that. Aminusha. I think we're getting another game. I don't know if Dawn of the Blade is a... Is that a remake, a remaster, new game? I don't know if that new Aminusha game. Beautiful Joe, that is definitely a dead franchise. Small Arms? I've never heard of Small Arms here. We got some cosplayers here. We have more Smash stuff here. 5 Nintendo characters we don't want to see in Brawl. Let's see if any of them happen. They're probably jokes. Nope! Oh, come on. Really? We're never going to see those characters. This should have been at least a little bit more, like, realistic choices. So we have here Secret Sauce, Motion Slickness, Rolling through Living. Uncharted. That is a game that I don't want to come back. I think it ended perfectly with Uncharted 4. But I mean, it just goes to show you, like, when games came out, there was so many games. The development cycle was a lot shorter. It was definitely much shorter, and you had a lot more games come out back in that time. PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Every generation, it just seems like we're getting less games, and it just sucks. It really does suck. I don't know if it's probably bad management or games are more costly to develop, but we're just getting a lot more of a lull between first-party games. So we have here... What do we have here? We have NFL Tour. Harvey Birdman had a game? I didn't even know about that one. Cul-de-Cept, Nanostray. I did play Nanostray, too, at some point. Pursuit Force, Extreme Justice. A Case of Falling Short. I didn't even know Harvey Birdman had a game. Burnout Paradise. This is a really good game. I liked Burnout Paradise. I did not play the new one, but I played it on PC. Although, I prefer the original Burnout. I like the Burnout where it's on a track. I feel like when you put an open world, there's more chances of hitting traffic and all that stuff. Just give me a fixed racing course where I can just beat the crap out of my other opponents with my own car. Thank you. NFL Tour. Who was this? Oh, EA Tiburon. I don't even think they exist anymore. If they do, I'm wrong, but either that or they're under another freaking branch of EA. Ooh, wow, okay, so I guess this wasn't a very good game. The Bad, where's the D? Runs considerably slower than the Xbox 360 version. Oh, wow. Shame of the Month. Oh, so this is a bad game. Yes, you should Ghost Tracker 2. You should get Burnout. Also, it may be due to aesthetics, but I think Burnout 2 or 3 was on the 360, but some people don't like the graphics changes they made. Apparently some have said that there's too much bloom in that 360 version of Burnout, but it is a smooth 60 FPS. But I believe on the original consoles it's also 60 FPS. Oh, let's see here. What else do we have here? Talking about this NFL game here. I want to see about this Harvey Birdman. What is this? So this is like Phoenix Wright? The script penned by 2 shows creators, slapped together B material. Okay, so it's kind of average, but when did this come out? This came out on Wii and PS2. I didn't even know this game existed. Has anyone ever played this game? I never played this game. I didn't even know this game existed. Wow. Okay then. Samurai Warriors. I'd like to see a return to the not the full Dynasty Warriors. Well, kind of, but I would like to see another Dynasty Warriors Gundam. I liked Dynasty Warriors Gundam, but the PlayStation 3 did not like Dynasty Warriors Gundam, so it plays like dog water. But now, with SSDs again and more refinement, I would hope that like a sequel or a new Dynasty Warriors Gundam would be able to be, you know, better frame rate and not like chug. Ghost Tracker here says, I think Burnout 3 Takedown on the Xbox. Yes, it is. And Burnout 3 Takedown is my favorite. It's a really close second. Burnout 2 is a really close second, but I liked Burnout 3 because you could actually hit traffic. instead of Burnout 2, where traffic. I think if I'm correct here, traffic was more of a threat in Burnout 2, and they kind of pulled that back a little bit in Burnout 3, which I kind of liked. It made it more easier to play the game. Unreal Tournament. Ah, epic. Just an old-fashioned frag fest. Ultra kill. Monster kill. Kingdom of Fire. Circle of Doom. This is an RPG? With the elements. What's a perfect way to sabotage? Ooh, apparently this game is not great, according to IGN. I've never even heard of this game. Phoenix Wright. Objection! Call Decept Saga. I think Call Decept is some card game or a strategy game. I don't think that's on a live franchise anymore. Let's see here. Dynasty Warriors. That franchise is still going. Let's see. Nanostray 2. I played Nanostray 1 a little bit more than 2. I know that Nanostray 2 had... Nanostray 1 had pretty interesting weapons. I liked it. But what are they talking about here about the selection? The ridiculous continue system. Oh, I didn't know that. So Nanostray is like a spiritual successor to Ikaruga? I didn't know that. Huh, that's neat. And then we have here Pursuit Force Extreme Justice, which is a meh out of 10. I liked Pursuit Force. I thought it was a decent handheld game. Well, would it translate to a good console game? I think you could, but you'd have to really fix the third-person shooting. The third-person mode was definitely the worst about Pursuit Force, and that was the same with Extreme Justice. And we have here Haze. Haze has a lot to like, but it's not quite the PS3's answer to Halo 3. Do you remember when Haze was first announced, and all the different articles and review sources were saying Haze was going to be the Halo killer? Does anybody remember the Halo killer phase when anything came out and it was the killer of that? Well, this was definitely not it. I think this was one of the last things Free Radical did. Yeah, no wonder they died. They didn't do another Time Splitters, but that was probably not their fault. Sonic Riders. Is this the one that uses the... Oh, Zero Gravity. This one doesn't use the... I think this was before... Yeah, this was before Sonic Riders on the Kinect, because the one that Kinect was Free Riders, which, yeah, we don't... That game I've heard is unplayable. Let's have here Final Fantasy 11, Wings of the Goddess. What we have here on the side... Oh, some scores here for the games that they reviewed for the sales charts. So let's take a look here. So we have Assassin's Creed, Mario and Sonic. That's a dead franchise. High School Musical. Oof. Not reviewed. They probably didn't want to. Phantom Hourglass. I liked Phantom Hourglass. That was a good game. Guitar Hero 3. Mass Effect 9s. Yes, Mass Effect is definitely a 9. If you haven't played the Legendary Trilogy, it's a must. BioShock. Oh man, I just saw something about BioShock. I just heard that the development team behind BioShock was cut in half, and I don't think we're gonna get BioShock 4, people. It sucks. I've seen the development cycle, what happens to canceled games, and this is definitely following suit. You have slipped release dates, you have radio silence, you have management getting involved. I don't think we're going to see BioShock 4. Again, immersive sims? Immersive sims are just, they're bound to fail. I love immersive sims. It's one of my favorite genres. And then Advance Wars Days of Ruin. We have here casual gaming's ass. Boosting nearby units. We'll miss the MIA features, too. Oh, so we have that in our next article here. So, oh, we are getting close to the end here. Let's see. I can always do another magazine if we want to keep going with this. I didn't think it was going to go over very long, but I have a lot of fun with this here. So let's gawk at the computers back in like 2008 here. BioShock was a lot of fun. Yeah, I know. We're possibly not going to have BioShock. But you know, Ghost Tracker, I am hoping that Judas is the answer to that. But Judas is They slipped their release date too. I mean, you recently had I believe the director of Judas talking with the Night Dive team. I think I saw a video where Night Dive had an interview with Judas, so at least they're acknowledging the existence. But one thing that was a bit suspicious to me was that Judas, the release date slipped, and there was not a single peep from a publisher or developer. And I'm like, oh no, this game is not going to come out, is it? So, all right. So let us. The choice is yours. And those PCs really like. I know this aesthetic here. This new metal aesthetic here is just just such a product of this time, man. These curves and shapes. I forgot what they call that type there. So we have here. All these here. SLI was such the rage, man. You had to have a dual graphics card. So you had to have you had to have them bridged in between the two. So that was I remember when SLI was such the thing, and now graphics cards can barely fit in a computer, and you don't need SLI anymore. So we have Windows Vista. Gross. Okay. Let's see. DVD. 3D premium sound. Logitech. I'm looking at the processor here. 2 gigabytes of memory. Oh, you spoil me. Oh wow, God. 2 gigabytes Corsair. Was that a lot back in the day? Maybe that was the max you could get. God, it's just so funny that we're talking like 16 and 64. How technology changes, man. Have here more. Oh, that's GT. That was before even the GTX. Wow, GTS. There was no GTX yet. Let's see on the other page here. More fun while you get more done. iBuyPower. They're still around, actually. Vista. Ew. No, thank you. Let's see. Core 2 Duo. Wow. Wow. God. And look at those. Look at those prices. Wow. Just. Oh, my God. Whew. Can you imagine what you can buy for that much money nowadays? 160 gigabytes. You know what's so funny about that? You could, I think nowadays, if you wanted to play Call of Duty, that would fill up the hard drive. Oh, wow. iBuyPower. Vote crap. Oh, let's see. Ghost Tracker. Those PCs look better than Simple Towers. Yeah, I do agree. I do miss that aesthetic, that bold and brash. You can definitely tell when you look at something when it's from that era of like the 2000s and all that. Had to look like new space age and all that. I was just watching a video from LGR about that, about how the old stereos used to have this old aesthetic design, and you can tell they were from the 2000s. So what do we have here? We're getting a Grand Theft Auto with good graphics this coming year. Gameplay. Press continue for Doom and Gloom. Page 94. Metal Gear. Let's see what we have here. What else? Ooh, Metal Gear! Speaking of which, has anyone played Delta? I have not, but maybe someday I will. I just beat Metal Gear Solid 3 last year, and I don't know if I can go through Metal Gear Solid 3 again. I'd like to, but I don't know if I can go through it again. So what do we have here? We have a timeline of different character arts. I think for Metal Gear Solid... Oh, this is the timeline. The boss, the Philosopher's Legacy, Vulgan, Shagahad. You know what I liked also about the Delta remake? They didn't change any of the character art styles. I liked that. They didn't go for that. Solidus Snake. You know what's funny? I wonder if we get if they ever remake Sons of Liberty, which I do have that. Actually, I'm going to bring that out. Aha, here we are. I'll actually give you a little bonus. Okay. Whoops. I have both of them. I have both games. Speaking of Sons of Liberty, I really wonder if we do get a remake of Sons of Liberty, are we actually going to see the full ending of the game? Because there's a rumor that when the game was in development, 9/11 happened, and there was a lot of imagery, per se, that may have been like offensive, so they cut it out. So that's why when you go to the ending there's a lot of black screens because they really couldn't show it. I wonder if I would like to see that. I feel like the game. Oh, Ghost Tracker. I would love Twin Snakes, but it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. That's always gonna be a GameCube exclusive. I would like to see it. I liked the fact that the Twin Snakes was the only one where you actually got to see Snake actually like talking instead of just, you know, moving his head. But there were some changes that fans didn't like. I haven't played it myself, but they changed the music. I heard was a big one, and they changed some voice actors. Like I think Mei Ling is now completely a different voice actress now, if I'm correct. And the biggest thing was the score change. They changed the music in kind of weird ways. And then also, I saw this online that they took a lot of the aspects from Metal Gear Solid 3, and they put it into Metal Gear Solid, which, when you had Metal Gear Solid, you didn't have the game was not made for that. So you can kind of break the game more easier with, like, the first-person mode and all that. So, let's see here. What do we have? Turok. It must be a graphic novel or something. Let's see here. Let's take a look at Playing Fate by Mr. Death. Let's see here. Brain Age. There's no cure for Wiimoting half-naked chipmunks. Thank God the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie franchise is gone. Mario Kart Wii. Sony's big comeback? The year of the PlayStation 3? Well, no, I think the year of the PlayStation 3 is when, they got the PlayStation 3 Slim, and that whole Kevin Butler era came out, the It Only Does era. I think afterwards, then you started to see a whole bunch of other games come out, and I think that's when really you started to see it take off. Also, the price cut. The price cut probably really helped a lot of people, myself, get on board with the PlayStation 3. I have not... Okay, Ghost Tracker says, I have not played Delta, sadly, but I want to. I have the Masters Collection. Oh, have you played any of the games on there? For the Master Collection? Are they any better than, like, emulating them, like on DuckStation? They better pour... Okay, no, I better find a copy. Yeah, Twin Snakes is definitely not cheap. Not cheap at all. Hunger gets what hunger wants. Oh, we got a little comic here. Wait, what's this? Prelude to a Brawl. I come home and somebody has a stockings in a sink. Where are my house keys? Planet destroyed. Wait, I don't get this. Oh, he's getting a ticket. He's getting a speeding ticket. Funny. Hey, listen. Here's one I picked up for... funny, because, you know, Tattle and... I can't think of the other fairy's name right now. They don't shut up. Stop losing! Use the other move, the good one! Let's see. Tiny hat. Freakish large head. Won't come off. The crushing pressure! Dang, the jukebox is stuck on achy breaky heart. Won't turn down either. Might as well make the best out of it. Everybody whistle along! Ghost Tracker says, I only played the first game and 8-bit games of Metal Gear Solid. Oh, wait. So when you say 8-bit, are you talking about Metal Gear? Are you talking about Metal Gear, like the first Metal Gear? Like Metal Gear and then Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake? I think I'm going to do another one. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I think after this next one, though, I'm going to be done here. Let's see. I'm going to pull out another one. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Let's do a change. Okay, Ghost Tracker says the MSX games at NES game. Oh, you played the Metal Gear port of NES. Oh, so you played the NES port of Metal Gear. Oh, man. Oof. You know, Hideo Kojima said that's not canon. You don't have to torture yourself anymore. Alright, let's get to the next one here. We're going to do a little bit of a change here. We're not going to do EGM. We're going to do Game Pro. I have a bunch of GamePro magazines here. So we have in this issue, must-haves launch for the 360. Gun. Remember Gun? That was a nice game. Hello there, Christina Brenzinger. Thank you for joining the chat here. Those were hard to play at first. I'm still trying to play those games. Oh, yeah, the MSX games are better. Yes, they are definitely much better. The NES was a port of the MSX games. And yeah, they're crap. But I really wish that if this Delta does really well, number one, we get Metal Gear Solid 4. No ifs, ands, or buts. I want 4. I want 4 on a playable system, damn it. I don't want to play it on the PlayStation 3, which I have. I don't want to play on the PlayStation 3 where it goes down to 15 to 20 FPS. I want to play it on a modern system. But then I also could be bending the monkey's paw here. But if they could do a remake of the MSX game, so we would have a remake of the Zanzibar and Shadow Moses arc, that would be great, because a lot of people have, like, their first game was Metal Gear Solid, but what's funny is that Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 were the actual, like, those were the prequel to that, and a lot of people haven't played those. I know it would be kind of nice to have David Hayter come back, and actually, it would be like a new Metal Gear game, but I don't know if Konami would screw the pooch on that. I mean, we had... Last time, Konami tried to do their own Metal Gear game. We got Metal Gear Survive. So you know what? Maybe it's best that we just leave that alone and they just work on games that have already come out that are masterpieces. So let's take a look, shall we? So we have here NBA 06. This, I think NBA was the standard, because you had your spin-offs and things like that. The first true games. Yes, yes, yes. Well, I think... Wait. I think 3 was canonically first. I think. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, Ghost Tracker? Was 3 canonically first? And then it goes to Metal Gear... Metal Gear Survive. That's not canon. We don't talk about that. Aeon Flux. Wait, they had a game? I know that they had a movie, but they had a game? The world is beyond perfection. How was Aeon Flux? Does anybody remember the movie actually for the story purposes, not plot? If you catch my drift. Was it actually an okay movie, or was it basically just, well, was it the reason why everyone else wanted to see it? Let's see here. Oh, Battlefront. I hope you didn't buy the Battlefront collection, because that is crap. That is such crap. But seriously, though, if you haven't seen Battlefront 3 leaked out, there's a Wii build of it if you want to see what Battlefield 3 was going to be like. And it's just so damn tragic that we never got to see Battlefield 3. Ghost Tracker says 3 is the origin story, and then the PSP game... Yeah, Kojima said that the PSP games, you can decide if they're canon or not. He definitely decanonized that crappy NES game. But... he said, I believe, if I'm wrong here, don't persecute me, but I think he said, like, the PSP games can be canon. I know... Wait, the PSP games definitely are canon. I was thinking about Portable Ops. He said Portable Ops was the one that can be canon if you want it to, but I know, Peace Walker. Peace Walker is definitely canon. I liked Peace Walker. I didn't like the fact of a lot of the shoehorned co-op aspects. It's kind of really hard to play nowadays, especially when no one's online anymore playing the game. Ghost Tracker says, I'd rather play the OG Xbox version of Battlefront 2 because its online is via Insignia. Oh wait, you're kidding me. Oh wait, the online is still working for Battlefront 2 on the OG Xbox? Are you serious? Like, it's like people are still playing that? Wow. I see so many games. Dragon Quest 5, 6, 7, 8. Dragon Quest 8. I don't know if that... Oh, look at this. Final Fantasy 12. You get a demo with that. 12. I think that was before 13. Which I think was Versus. Which I would have liked to see Versus come out, but I'm not going to get on that rant again. Budokai Tenkaichi. DBZ has now real 3D destructible environments, so it didn't before, I guess? take the fight in the air, prepare to fight, because we've stuck more than 50 characters. I really hope that we get more Tenkaichi games. You know what's funny about that is that Tenkaichi was the Americanized name, and you would think with the Japanese-sounding name that would be the actual name. But what's funny is that the Japanese name for this franchise was just Sparking. And that's why when Sparking Zero came out, that was like the first game that was with the original name from Japan. It's funny that Tenkaichi was like not the Japanese name. You would think that it would have been like the other way around. I see. Xbox was revived as Insignia. Oh, that's really cool. So people that got the old consoles can still play if people are still playing. That is neat. So Ghost Tracker, is it like Pretendo on like the 3DS and the Wii U? Because I have that. I've played some rounds of Splatoon on my Wii U lately. Not lately, but a couple months ago I used Pretendo. Let's see. Oh, this will be fun to go through. The hot coffee drama. Isn't it so funny that we, as a society, have moved on from sex and games being taboo? You had that shown off there, but yet we have games like Baldur's Gate 3 that don't shy away from it at all. It's so great that we have just we've definitely moved. We've moved on, and that is, I'm very grateful for that. So we have here 50 Cent Bulletproof. We had 50 Cent Bulletproof and then Blood in the Sand, and then that was it. No more. But wait, Xbox was revived. Ghost Tracker says kinda, but you can use a USB to register. I recommend following a guide for Insignia. I do have an OG Xbox. I actually have an OG Xbox that I bought Mechasalt for to hack it. Mechasalt is an actual decent game on there, but I bought Mechasalt for the save data exploit. My cousin gave it to me, but that is interesting that the On Live is still going. I bet you people are still playing Halo on Insignia, aren't they? So let's see. So let's look at the table of contents, shall we? Dance Dance Revolution, Jack X, Sly 3, SOCOM 3, Far Cry Instincts. Wait, I'm kind of wondering which Instincts that is. If that's the Instincts I'm talking about, I definitely have a story behind that game. Metroid Prime Pinball, I had that game. I traded it in for another game I don't remember. Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. Gun. Experience Brutality. That was the West. Was this a decent game? I heard it was pretty violent, but I'm not sure if that actually makes a decent game. I remember there's a part where I saw like gameplay where someone took a shotgun and like gibbed somebody completely into pieces, and I'm like, whoa, that's really cool. But I don't know if that actually is a decent game or not. If anyone can let me know if that's a decent game. What's this here? Oh, I gotta check that out there. Let's do Launch, Don't Abandon Ship, Under Midnight Club, Need for Speed went Underground. Let's look at this here. And then we gotta take a look at this, whatever this is. IGPX. I vaguely remember this. I don't remember anything about it. I think I probably remember seeing ads for it. IGPX. Tsunami. Never played Gun, sadly, says Ghost Tracker. Yeah, I should probably check out some time to, see if there was, like, a PC. Was that on PC? Oh, that was on PC. Oh. I wonder if there's any, 4K mods for that. I have been playing right now Cyberpunk. Heavily modded playthrough, of course. Cyberpunk 2077. Now that the last final update has come out, I can actually update the game, because hopefully my mods won't get broken again. Let's see here. Heart Attack. We have somebody here from Fremont that looks like Zelda here. Wonder if that P.O. boxes still exist. Probably not. These are the different editors. Oh, we have a GameCube advert here. That's the OG Walmart logo. Kind of missed that when Walmart was that logo, I guess. Mario's Dance Dance Revolution mix. That is a collab you will never see again. You would never see Nintendo do that with Mario ever again. And yeah, Super Mario Strikers. Did anyone ever play the Switch version of Strikers? I heard that it was good bones, but then Nintendo just abandoned it. And we have Pokemon XD. Don't look up that game on eBay. You will have a heart attack. It's good, though, that game is finally coming to Switch 2 online, so scalpers can, cry in their sleep, because, people can actually play the game now. And I heard this was a really good Mario Party game. Mario Party 7. I think some stores still have that logo. Really? Really, Ghost Tracker? They're still using that OG with the star in there? Jeez. Not the same Walmart, though. Wi-Fi woes, lost connection. Oh, Phantasy Star. Does that even still exist anymore? Conflicting stories. Wi-Fi woes. Huh. Wait, Phantasy Star does exist. It's that one weird... It's like in space now or something like that. I can't think of the name of it. It's like Phantasy Star something. I cannot think of the name of it. Ghost Tracker says, I saw an episode once. Are you talking about IGPX? Mario Party 7 felt like a prototype of 8. Well, what did 8 come out on? Was 8 actually on the GameCube as well? Got milk. In the dairy industry. The top 10 best video game franchises. Oh, this was a great one to get through here. Phantasy Star Online 2 is. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's the one. Legend of Zelda. I would like... Oh, here we are. Here's spoilers, I guess, if you want to see. I would like... Mario 8 was on the Wii. Oh, wait a minute. Is that that's not the one with the party bus where they're all together, is it? I don't think so. I think that was the Wii U where they did that. Legend of Zelda. I would like Nintendo to return back to their original dungeon roots with the Legend of Zelda franchise. I liked the curated dungeons. I'm not really too keen about the whole open world, make your own fun sort of thing. Perfect Dark Zero. 2020, corporations control everything. Oh, oh, wow. Oh, not wrong there. Okay, so we have Perfect Dark Zero. Speaking of which, I am lamenting the fact that we lost Perfect Dark. I know people really weren't too crazy about Joanna's redesign. I did think it maybe could have changed a bit to maybe look a little bit like this version of Joanna, but I am sad that Perfect Dark's reboot got canceled, because according to the vertical slices they were showing from like E3 and different conventions and all that, it looked like to be like an immersive sim. Like you can challenge these missions and the way you want to play. I live for games like System Shock, Deus Ex, BioShock, games where you have your own choices how you want to handle things. I think Perfect Dark's reboot by the Initiative, I believe, was going to go that way. And again, it sucks, but I kind of had a feeling they were going to cancel it when we saw nothing. Ghost Tracker says 9 is when they started getting weird. Oh yeah, that was the stupid ass party bus where they thought, let's have a board game, let's put everyone together in one spot so there's no challenge. 9 is when they started getting weird. I remember when you had a disappointing voice and you were talking about Rare being bought by Microsoft during the Modern Era episode. I know, I remember talking about that. Isn't it great that what I said came true? Isn't it great that I'm Nostradamus in that way? Yeah, I had a feeling they weren't going to do anything good with that. They didn't release a single Conker game. The only thing that Rare ever did that was noteworthy with Microsoft was Sea of Thieves. And they are just doing Sea of Thieves over and over and over. Rare was so much more than that. But what kind of sucks is that the Rare that we know is gone. The games we want, the current Rare at Microsoft is not going to make, because everyone that worked at Rare moved on, or they went to Playtonic for Yooka-Laylee. I think the guy who did the score for a lot of the Rare games is working for Playtonic, or what did the score for them anyway. They've moved on, regardless. Oh, the Revolution. Was this before it was called the Wii? Oh, this was before it was called the Nintendo Wii. This is when it was called the Nintendo Revolution. Oh, we have a launch date for the 360. One-handed gamer. You know, I wonder if it was a double, I don't want to say entendre, but double meaning with the Wii Revolution thing, because the Revolution was the, wait, no. Revolution was not the first to use... Well, wait, yes, Revolution was the first to actually use discs. I know the GameCube technically counts as first, but those little mini discs didn't count. We're talking actually like DVD storage, DVD-R, like what everybody else was doing in the PlayStation 2 era. So I think Revolution was maybe that too, like a CD turning circle. The Nintendo Revolution, never heard of that game until your videos. I was glad I was able to educate you, Ghost Tracker. That was definitely my intention when I started that series. I act like I've killed it off. When I started that series, I wanted to cover things that people may not have heard of. I wanted to cover the unheard of, the stuff that was niche. Everyone knows about Nintendo and Sega, but like, did you know about the Halcyon and the console that had like 12 different names and stuff like that? That was my goal. I wanted to let people know about the stuff that they've never heard of, and I'm glad that you got enjoyment out of that, and that is still going. I am working on the second part to the VR episode. The future of Fable. The revolution is in your hand. Sony, the wait-and-see method. Attendees about the jaw-dropping Metal Gear Solid 4 Patriot. So this is when Metal Gear Solid 4 was just shown off. Stereotype? The whole everyone's doing it thing. Getting high? See, this is what I was saying about previously about the other magazine. That, you know, they looked at weed as being like the devil's lettuce or nectar or whatever the hell you call it. And, yeah, it was really cigarettes that's, like, really bad for you. But they were all like, oh, no, you cannot smoke marijuana. That is a gateway drug, and you are bad. We don't see stuff like that anymore, thank goodness. Hopefully we have moved on as a collective society. Game Boy Micro. I never had a Game Boy Micro. I really didn't get the size of the thing. Ghost Tracker here says, the Nintendo Revolution. Okay, you did educate me when I was 14, 15. It was a heck of a time for me learning. Wow, that means so much to me that you were able to learn so much about that. And again, I thank you for sticking with this ride for me. And you know, the decade hiatus that I wasn't around, life happened, but I'm here now. So we have here, Retro Corner. Okay, so this is, GamePro was around since like 95. That's the magazine cover for 95. The Sega Nomad, I covered that in my history of video games. It was just a portable Genesis. Fox Hunt. Huh, I didn't know that game existed. Resident Evil, NHL, Madden NFL. The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. I didn't even know they had a Nightmare Before Christmas game. Wow. Well, I'm glad you're looking forward to more videos, Ghost Tracker. That definitely gives me... That makes me feel good whenever I, spend hours doing editing and things like that. It makes it worth it when people are actually going to get some type of, enjoyment and use out of it. Soul Calibur 3. Is this the one with, No, this is not the one with the Spawn and Link and... Worth the wait, dude. Someone was even impressed that I was loyal and committed. I am impressed. If you see my view count for a lot of the old videos, they were significantly higher. And, yeah, I'm trying to come back. I'm trying to come back. But, again, at that time, I was working with Curse and Union for Gamers. Not anymore. But, I don't know if that really helped get, like, the algorithm. But, Nightmare Before Christmas game. My sister got lucky. My sister got lucky getting back in 2013, 2014. Did you say you played that game before, Ghost Tracker? Soul Calibur 3. I don't know if that we'll ever see a return to Soul Calibur. Tony Hawk, get a taste of no load times. Oh, man. Load times. That's something that's no longer a thing. What's funny, I was just watching a video from, Second Wind, who was last known as Zero Punctuation. They were talking about patents and all that. They were talking about how the patent that Namco had to patent loading screens, mini games and loading screens. And by the time the damn patent expired, there was no more loading screens. So anyway, this was a whole big thing about no loading screens. So that was kind of the era where you didn't have loading screens anymore. You'll rebuild. I'll even share videos to help. My sister played the game. The childhood Xbox kept crashing the game. Oh, Xbox crashing. Wait till Far Cry shows up in this article here. I'll even show up the video. Well, I really appreciate that, Ghost Tracker. All the support definitely helps. Thank you so much. Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance. I think this is on Switch Online now, isn't it? Or am I wrong? I would like to have this on Switch Online because I know this game is scalped to hell and back. Because it was, I don't think this game sold well. I think this game kind of, it was on the GameCube, which kind of was, compared to the PS2 and the, why am I having trouble right now? The PS2 and the Xbox, yes. Yeah, the GameCube, yeah, I know this game didn't sell well, so the prints are kind of limited, but this would be really cool to find Switch Online. Oh, we have a 007 advert there. Project Gotham Racing. I don't think we'll ever see a comeback to that, because, you know, it's a Microsoft IP, and lately they've been just waving the white flag and saying, we give up on our franchises, we're just going to be a publisher now. Perfect Dark Zero, Cameo. I think if I remember from the EGM Arctic thing, I think I saw an ad for Cameo in there. Rare Property. Yeah, I don't think Cameo sold well. Maybe I'm starting to wonder why. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see here, faceplates. Oh, remember the faceplates? Do you remember the faceplates you could get your 360? Man, you can also download a dashboard. Oh, man, I miss the Blades dashboard. That was such a mood, man, with that aesthetic. Charge kit. AV cable. Where's the adapter? Oh, yeah, there's the $100 adapter if you had a 360 that didn't have wireless. Ghost Tracker says, glad I have a second OG Xbox. $10 untested, and it worked. I actually have, I think I mentioned this previously, I have an Xbox, but it's like not baby blue, it's like a dark blue because my cousin painted all over it, and the logo was cut out to where it's like translucent, but it has the Unleash X dashboard on it. What do we have here? Why 00 agents prefer the QLab Aston Martin? Is this an advert for a wait, what game is this? Exclusively available. Is this a toy? Wait a minute. Touch of a button. License to kill. Light on body. Visit EA.com. This isn't an ad for 007 Racing. What is this? From Russia with Love, maybe? I think this is an ad for Russia with Love. I remember the Transformers faceplates. I remember the Halo 3 one. That's the most iconic one that's burned into my brain. The Halo 3 faceplates. I like that. I remember the Transformers faceplates. Nice. American Wasteland. You're gonna need something to play. Wasteland is just what the Skate Doctor ordered. Did anyone ever play Tony Hawk, the new one that came out, 3 and 4? I don't have that, but I heard that they took out half of the memorable soundtrack. Oh wait, the ad continues here. Oh wait, so we're possibly gonna find out what this is. I'm getting sidetracked here. Yeah, I am getting, wow, my train of thought just, went out the window. 4.5. I heard American Skateland was pretty good. And I also heard it was recently popular because it was used to hack the 360 with the bad update. But scalpers obviously had their heyday with that game for a couple weeks, and then Rock Band Blitz was a free demo, so everyone that wanted to scalp a copy of this game to hack it, it's now useless, because that demo you can actually install for free. I'm just going to get a drink here. I'm playing 3 and 4 off the cloud because I'm out of the room. And the challenge is, yeah, I bet Ghost Tracker, especially with the lag from streaming. Let's see. Oh, we got more double. Okay, so this is definitely an ad here that's multi-page. So we have for gun here. Conserve your meter. This kind of reminds me a bit of Call of Juarez. Your horse health, or you'll take a tumbling. The riverboat of death. Something for everyone. Wonder why nobody talks about this game much anymore. Neversoft. Dance, varmint, dance! Okay, what ad is this for? Aha! I called it! It is Russia with Love. It is Russia with Love. There it is. Okay, so it was an ad for Russia with Love. Okay. Yeah, for good memory. Dead or Alive 4. I don't think we're gonna see a return to Dead or Alive. I think after Dead or Alive, I think 6 where they tried to go more for an esports route and alienated probably most of their community. I don't think we're going to see a return to Dead or Alive. Shame. Ghost Tracker says, I want 100% 3-4, but it's going to take forever, and I'm stuck with my older brother's Activision account because it was automatic without me knowing. Oh, that sucks, but I definitely hope we get 100%. Ooh, wow, you're going to 100% that game. That means getting, like, everything. Wow, well, I definitely wish you luck there. Quake 4. Did this have a campaign? This did have a... Wait. Get rid of Doom 3. Did Quake 4 have a campaign, or was this more a multiplayer game? I did not play Quake 4. I know there was a Quake Arena. The Marines are out to finish the job. I'm going to try to. Well, keep me updated on that. Hopefully you can... So wait, if you're going to 100% it, you're going to... Ghost Tracker, you're going to... Platinum it then, right? You're going to get the Platinum Trophy? You're seriously going to Platinum that, you mad lad. NBA 2K. I think 2K's still going, yeah. Need for Speed. Oh, yeah. I just saw something about Need for Speed recently. That, they were shelved. They were put... I think there was a comment that said that the Need for Speed franchise was shelved. Basically, like what happened with Deus Ex. When a publisher says a franchise is shelved, that means it's not coming up probably until like 30 years from now or 20. I have an Xbox, so no Platinum. Sorry, I was talking in PlayStation terms there. Oh, the gamer score, I think, right? I didn't have a 360. I didn't have one for very long. I think it's called like gamer score or something like that. Trophy, achievements, right? Is that achievements? You're trying to get all the achievements? Madden NFL. Yeah, we're not going to see a return to Most Wanted, which is... that's such a shame, man. All the franchises I loved are dying. Elder Scrolls, Oblivion. Oh, speaking of which, we just had a remaster of Oblivion. That shows you really how good of a game this was. That even in... where's the year on this thing? Maybe I can find it here. 2005. From 2005, this game was still considered something to revisit. Yeah, achievements. I'm an achievement hunter. Gears of War! Yes, I'm getting to that. Yes, Gears of War. I wonder if we're actually going to see E-Day. With everything Microsoft's been destroying and canceling, are we actually going to see E-Day? Or is it going to be one of those, is it going to become multi-platform? I mean, we got the original Gears of War that's coming out for PlayStation. It's going to be a matter of time before 2 and 3 get the cut. I'm thinking E-Day will probably get a PlayStation port a year after release. That's what they're doing here. Gingy, Peppermint Fury. Oh, this is Shrek Super Slam. Call of Duty 2, Brothers in Arms. That's a dead franchise right there. Brothers in Arms, taking advantage as you frag in individual scenarios. Make sure my thing's not overheating here. Okay. Ridge Racer! Oh, man. Ridge Racer. Sure, we all remember Ridge Racer for different reasons. But, anyway. Not that I remember Ridge Racer for that reason. Me? Of course not. Sly 3. Oh, yeah, speaking of Sucker Punch, doing Ghost of Tsushima, Sly's a dead franchise. You know what? That really irks me. We got Crash Bandicoot, that's dead. Sly's dead. Spyro's dead. And yet, Bubsy gets to live? Why? Is it because it's such a bad game? Anyway, I don't want to... It just... Ghost Tracker says, if Halo gets ported to PlayStation, I want to battle with Xbox versus PlayStation players. I think you're going to get that wish eventually. I think you're going to see the Master Chief Collection get ported over to PlayStation. I think eventually we are going to see most of Microsoft's franchises go multi-platform. Which, good for players, not so great for competition, because Sony basically now only has Nintendo. But... I mean, if the rumors are true, and if you looked at my other posts, we may see a return of micro consoles be a competitor. Who knows? Apple maybe doing something with that 4K Apple TV. You know, we never know with that. And you know, I saw this. I didn't want to be redundant. I made a post about this. I didn't make a post about this, but the Valve has a new Steam machine in the works, allegedly. I forgot the name of the code name, but it's based on their headquarters where they're located. But it's supposed to be a Steam box, and I think that the Steam machines would do better. If you watch my micro consoles video, you'll see that Steam machines on Valve's end, they did not do so well. They did not do great at all. But they did not have Proton. Proton is the reason why the Steam Deck is so good, because it can, you know, play games that were from Windows and all that just fine. And I think if you translated that layer to console, that could be game-changing potential. You could have a competitor to, a mid-range competitor to PlayStation. But if it's a dev kit, because it does say the memory is 4 gigabytes, which is, oof, that's bad. Ghost Tracker, Sly, I remember the commercials. I don't remember the commercials for Sly, so you may need to tell me what they were. They better fix the backwards compatibility glitches for the Series X box, because Master Chief Collection has graphical glitches. Yeah, they would probably fix that, I'd hope. I'm hesitant to play the OG Resident Evil 4 because it kept freezing on the One X. Is any reason why you wouldn't want to try that and just do the new one? Is it the gameplay? Is it... kind of wondering why you want to play the old one. I have both, but I'm kind of curious your point of view on that. Is it just for the nostalgia factor? Hearing, no thanks, bro! Chili con carne. Wait, this isn't chili con carne. This is, Total Overdose. Is this a Suda51 game? No, that's not Suda51. Again, I'm getting confused here. Wait. Robert Rodriguez. Smashed Together. Total Overdose. Does anybody remember this game? No, I don't remember that game. I remember Chili con Carne was some weird, dual game or something like that in the West. No, it just freezes with graphical glitches. Wow, really? You'd think that they would have fixed that. Holiday gift guide. Wait a minute. What year was this? 2005. I'm getting kind of Dark Angel vibes with this art style. With this, Was Dark Angel 2005? You know what? I'm not gonna look it up. I'm gonna get distracted. Especially, it just freezes when text appearing on my screen. Damn, that sucks. They better fix the graphical compatibility. Wow. That really, really sucks. I'm hesitant to play the OG Resident Evil 4. It just freezes with graphical glitches. Does it free... Are you... Okay, so are you using like a digital copy, or are you using like a disc? We have here confirmation... cleared for gift drop. Was she a mascot of GamePro? I think she was. Mission accomplished. Delivery of gift payload. GamePro. Especially when text appearing on the screen. Gee, that sucks. Ooh, we got some accessories here. What do we have? What do we have? I'm using the disc. Ah, Ghost Tracker. Maybe the disc needs to be cleaned, or perhaps it's scratched. The Xbox One disc. Ooh, maybe it's scratched. If you're using the cloud, maybe you should try to see if it does the same thing on the digital copy, if it's on Game Pass. Could be the disc, maybe it's been knackered up and won't play it very well, because that sounds like, to me, like a disc issue, potentially. So we have here Pioneer, we have the Mighty Mouse. Does Apple even... I've never used Apple. Does Apple still use that mouse design still? I don't know. With the single click, the Sly games are usually showed off characters in a fun way. You know, Ghost Tracker, do you remember we were supposed to have a Sly Cooper movie? Do you remember the trailer? You can look it up on YouTube. But I remember we saw like a digital... not a digital slice. We saw like a teaser for it. And then they would be like breaking into theaters at... I forgot what year it was. And then it just never came out because the Rainmaker Studios Ratchet and Clank movie absolutely just bombed like nobody's business. So that got canceled. But who knows? Maybe it would have been crap. Oh, wait, we have here. What do we have here? Okay, wait, what's this here? The Zen Fusion. Where the Zen Fusion, sexy audio visual dynamo of 30 gigabyte drive. What is this? Like an iPod wannabe? Creative. Oh, this is an iPod wannabe, I think. Yeah. Gizmos. Okay, she's probably some mascot of GamePro. There was gonna be a movie? Yes, Ghost Tracker. There was gonna be a movie. Look it up. After this, of course, there's a trailer you can look up, and it featured all the characters from Sly Cooper, and yeah, it was a teaser, and because Rainmaker's Ratchet and Clank bombed, that was canceled. I don't think it was ever officially canceled. It just never came out. SOCOM 3. Oh man, Zipper Interactive. I think Sony shut them down. You know what sucks is that the issues with SOCOM Confrontation probably weren't Zipper's fault, and but yet Sony threw Zipper under the bus. Pisses me off. Resident Evil 4. Hey, look at that, Ghost Tracker. There's Resident Evil 4 for ya. Speaking of which, let's see. Logitech mouse. Oh man, here we go with that old aesthetic again. That after 2000s aesthetic. Please focus. Focus! There we go. Oh, actually, no, you're not focusing. Whatever. Rise of the Underminer. Oh, yeah, because we never got a sequel to the Incredibles at that point, and since we weren't going to get a new Incredibles, they just kind of did what they were going to do with the Incredibles 2. I don't know if that game was any good. Casual games. Dark Watch. I heard that game was meh. Destroy Humans, I have that one. Ultimate Destruction. That shows up later. Ghost Tracker, you were talking about Prototype. Did you know that Ultimate Destruction's developers were the same people that did Prototype? Think of Hulk Ultimate Destruction like Prototype 0.5. It's the same developers. Maybe that's why I like both games. I remember when when my father rented me Hulk Ultimate Destruction at a movie rental place. I believe it was called Game Crazy. It was like the game branch of Hollywood Video. I remember when it was time to return it, I intentionally hid it. So that way it wouldn't go back on time. Oh, Ghost Tracker says, what? Oh yeah, the underworld. Wait, what are you exasperated about there? Technosaurus, here, Fantastic Four, Metroid Prime Pinball. This would be a good game to put on Switch Online, but I don't know how you could do it with the one-screen Switch. I don't know how you could do that. But I heard this game is really good. I had this game, and then I traded it in like a dumbass. Okay, Mario Party 7, Dance's Revolution Mario Mix. Feel like this is the same stuff we saw in the other article here. We Love Katamari. I think that got a remaster, I think, right? Oh, yeah, the developer thing. Yeah. The iToy. Never had an iToy. I only just watched Scott the Waz's video about it. I didn't have an iToy. Oh, yeah, again, this was the era for the accessory-focused gaming. So you had the bongos for the Donkey Konga, and then Jungle Beat. No, wait. Yeah, Jungle Beat used it too. God, man. I don't know how you could do a platformer with that game. The developer thing. Oh, let's see. What do we have? A Grip Shift. Never heard of this game. Red Mile. Oh, this is a PSP game. Yeah, I never played this game. Probably a lot of people didn't either. Katamari Damacy. Got some figures here. Action figures. Whoa, what is that? Oh, that's a pretty cool figure of Sigma 6. That's pretty cool there. Is that a, that's a Nintendog skin. I used to have a Nintendog DS and then it broke. That is a really cool figure of Master Chief. Transformers alternators. Okay, that's different. Okay. Burnout 3. I was just talking about Burnout 3. I was just talking about that. Oh, Path of Neo. I heard this game is pretty good. I heard this game is like a product of the time. Is it canon with the rest of the Matrix movies? I've actually never seen the Matrix. Never seen any of them. Not that I hate them. I haven't seen them. They're on my list at some point to watch someday. I have them on Blu-ray. Maybe someday. Oh, Shiny. I remember Shiny I know best for MDK. I don't know if anyone's ever played MDK, but MDK stands for Murder, Death, Kill. And that is a very, very niche as hell game, but I know that there are some people that like MDK. I like MDK. But I know Shiny did other stuff, but that's why I know. Oh my god. We gotta look at that. We gotta look at those ringtones there. Got some movies here. Appleseed. Oh, that was an anime, I think. Appleseed was an anime. Yeah. Never seen Appleseed, though. Gotcha, man. Is that an anime, too? I can't really tell. It's kind of small. The Warriors. Oh, UMD movies. Oh, yeah. You know what? I swore off the whole PSP UMD thing when my copy of my Daxter PSP, which, is it by me? Is it by me? Yes, no, maybe so? No, it is not, and I'm not going to fetch it out. The freaking sweet Family Guy UMD broke, and I babied that thing, so that pissed me off so much. Yeah, the actual case broke. It broke, and the disc was out, and I was like, are you kidding me? Oh wait, so we gotta look at these. We gotta look at these ringtones here. Oh man, jeez, all-time favorites. So we have here. Let's see if this will focus. Let's see. You have a phone call. Time is money. Crazy Frog. That's definitely a product of the era. Hey girl, check your text. Bling bling. ASAP. Man, now you can just download frickin' online and all that for free and just use that as a ringtone. This was such a lucrative. So they made so much money off of these, man. Bohemian Rhapsody, California Dreamin', as a ringtone. God, man. Miami Vice TV theme. Ugh, jeez. Jamster. Monthly plans. Let's look how much these were actually. How much were these? Monthly plan. You got 8 tones for $6 a month. Wow, what a deal. I don't know if that was actually a good deal or not. Probably not. Crazy Frog. Screensavers. Oh, you had to pay for those too. That's right, I remember. Appleseed. I've loved those movies, Ghost Tracker says. Oh, you like anime too? I am a fellow otaku myself as well. The Holiday. Gift Game Pro. How far? Oh, wait. Oh, there's a Shadow Colossus ad here. Oh, we gotta spread this out here. This looks like Shadow the Colossus. How far will you go for love? Oh, geez, this is a pullout here. Wow. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. Wow, this is really cool. Oh, wait, no, it goes more than that! Oh my god, this is a poster? Oh, really? This is so cool. Shadow of the Colossus. Whoa! This really gives you the grand scale of how big this thing is. You know, because you're so small. Some mountains are scaled, others are slain. Wow, that's really cool. That's a really cool pull out there. You summon courage. I can't play Shadow of the Colossus because I've unfortunately seen the ending. I grew up with anime like Naruto, Zatch Bell. One of my first animes, Ghost Tracker, was one of my first animes was Rama 1/2. Rama 1/2. When back in, I'm gonna really date myself here. Well, I'm a nostalgic millennial, so you kind of know how old I am if I'm a freaking millennial. When YouTube used to host anime for free, and they did not have a copyright system, that's how I watched Rama 1/2. My brother actually introduced me to it, and then he also introduced me to Trigun as well, so thank my brother for getting me into anime. Oh, the hot coffee mod! Oh boy, stirring the hot coffee. Strong innuendos earned its killer 7. Wait a minute, it's the same. Killer 7. That was definitely a Suda51 game. We were better off if there was no ESRB. Oh, screw you, Jack Thompson. Thank goodness we don't have people like that trying to tell people what they can and can't play. Oh, wait a minute! I'm being facetious, but we all know what's going on with Steam right now. So I'll just say this. It's a good thing that we've gone beyond that. We've moved past a society. No, we haven't. Okay, so let's see here. Violence, sex, drugs, and mayhem! Oh! Oh, man. Wow. I freaking hate history repeating itself. Okay, so we got... Oh, this looks like a Shadow the Hedgehog ad here. There are good guys and bad guys. And then there's Shadow. Hero or villain, it's all up to you. They're like, what if we made Sonic black and gave him a gun? Wow, the nerve someone didn't actually like Esser, Ghost Tracker says. The nerve. Well, yeah, Ghost Tracker, because Jack Thompson was trying to essentially say that the government, a la how, like, Australia works, should be the one to tell publishers what they can and can't play. We actually, in my other history video games video, I didn't mention this, but we were really close to actually going there, and that is what Joe Lieberman actually wanted. He wanted the United States Senate to have control over what could and couldn't be viewed. And luckily, they scrambled together to create ESSER to say, we'll regulate ourselves, we're fine, we're fine. And that was enough, because I cannot imagine... Sorry, I need to take a drink. I cannot imagine how our gaming industry would have looked in America if every single game had to go through like a purity board or some crap like that. So I just God, I hope we don't do that. Okay, anyway, True Crime hitting the streets. Does anybody remember True Crime? I remember True Crime. I liked True Crime. I also liked Sleeping Dogs, which is essentially True Crime Hong Kong. I liked Sleeping Dogs. If you haven't played Sleeping Dogs, you need to play Sleeping Dogs. It's dirt cheap on PC. It's like $3, and it's really good. I like Sleeping Dogs. Ghost Tracker said, Shadow the Hedgehog. So glad I got the OG for $15 now. It's like 50, 60. Oh yeah, that game definitely appreciated. I forgot about it. Basically, the game companies united to let that happen. I have the game True Crime, but never played it. I like True Crime, and if you like True Crime, again, play Sleeping Dogs. Because Sleeping Dogs was originally going to be True Crime Hong Kong, and it got canceled, and it was picked up by Square, and they turned it into their own franchise. And then they screwed it up with Triad Wars, and then canceled the series. But we don't talk about that. Let's see, so we have 50 Cent Bulletproof. I don't know if this game's any good. I heard this game kind of sucks, and then they actually like made a game that kind of didn't suck with Blood on the Sand, but by that point THQ was too far too gone. Bulletproof on the PSP. Do we actually get a PSP version of Bulletproof? Recycling ideas. I know. Zathura. I think that was a movie. I didn't know that was a game based on... Oh yeah, you know what? I'm not surprised we had a. A movie tie-in game. That was back then when you had games tied with everything. You had to have a freaking movie tie-in thing with everything. Trapped. I don't remember Trapped. The only thing I remember about Trapped was the cover. Look it up online. You'll know what I mean. Fatal Frame 3: The Tormented. I don't know if this game sold well. I don't know if we'll get another Fatal Frame. I know that there's a camera you use to fight ghosts with. It was a very unique game. And then Aeon Flux. I think this game wasn't great, if I remember reviews properly. I don't think this game was really great at all. I think it was pretty generic. Ghost Tracker says, Zathura, I loved it as a kid, but it got boring during my LP. LP? I don't know what LP is there, Ghost Tracker. An abbreviation? Let's Play? Are you talking about a game? Doom 3, Resurrection of Evil. Is that an expansion? Or is this a game? Wait, what do we have here? Make the phone company regret those 10,000 free night minutes. Ha! Oh yeah, because you'll be talking your ass off. Let's see here. Shadow the Hedgehog. Goblet of Fire. Yeah, you had to have a movie tie-in game with everything. Oh, okay. I figured it was a Let's Play, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, those games got really repetitive. Any, like, movie tie-in games, they were kind of made with, like, the bare minimum. But they were still fun their own way for the nostalgia. Hence my name. Shadow's Dark New Tangent. And then we have Paintball. Greg Hastings Paintball. I played the DS version of this. I remember playing the DS version of this, and the soundtrack got really freaking repetitive. I remember if you could, like, hit somebody, they would cower, and then they would say, max points! You would actually get points by hitting them over and over and over. It was fun. Project Gotham Racing. Yeah, I think we don't have PGR anymore. I think that's gone now. Because, you know, Microsoft really hates franchises. Dance Dance Revolution ad featuring the Black Eyed Peas, Moby, and Good Charlotte, and many more. Wow, this is definitely... Yeah, that was the music during the time. Okay. Oh, look, Ghost Tracker, there's Resident Evil 4. And here you have the PS2 version. All they have is Forza. And you know, they don't even have Forza anymore, Ghost Tracker, because they're going to port the damn thing to PlayStation. They don't have anything exclusive anymore. There's no competition. Anyway. You know what's funny about Resident Evil 4 is I heard that the Shinji Mikami said, I don't remember the actual quote, but he said, I know it can't escape you, it's everywhere. This was during the same era. The previous magazine was the 2008, and this one here is 2005. Wow, it really can't escape. This is older here. But I heard that the Shinji Mikami totally said this will never, ever come outside of GameCube. And then it came out for PlayStation 2 4 months later. I think he was probably super pissed. Okay. What do we have here? The Mercenaries, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. There was a Mercenaries mode. There was always a Mercenaries mode to Resident Evil. Resident Evil 4 can't escape me, says Ghost Tracker. Frick, I forgot. If you think the dice look weird, imagine what you can do with them. Pick up the D&D basic game, let the fun begin. You know, there's a rumor that the Wizards of the Coast is trying to sell out to the man who owns Starlink. I won't say his name here, but I don't like that idea much at all. Ada Wong, Resident Evil 2 costume. Leon Scott Kennedy. Oh, these are characters for the Mercenaries mode. Okay. L.A. Rush. What is this? I've never heard of this game. Oh, look! Another Midway game that probably didn't really sell well. What a surprise! Again, Midway just kept pumping out stuff that nobody bought. Except Mortal Kombat. They bought that, but that wasn't enough. Ultimate Spider-Man. I think this was based on the TV show. Ha! Oh, man. Katsumi was such a sex symbol back then. Dead or alive. So funny. Even in the ad, I think, they make a joke. I think in the Dead or Alive ad, they talk to these people that are supposed to be, like losers, and they're like, well, why do you play it? And they're like, she kicks really high. Okay. What do we have here? SmackDown versus Raw. Wow. Jeez. Looks so young back then. Why don't we get more wrestling games? I know we had Fight Forever, but we only have one wrestling game now. Not the D20 grenade. Electro. Okay, we're talking about more Spider-Man stuff here. Okay, this is more Ultimate Spider-Man stuff here. Mutant Nightmare. You know, I played this game at Game Crazy, the same place that I got my father rented Ultimate Destruction, and I remember I wanted this game, and I remember Game Crazy. You could play any game you wanted, or within reason, as long as you wanted. And yeah, I remember playing this, and then my dad didn't really care for it, so I never got it. But it looked, nowadays, if you look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, it was very repetitive. So a couple months later, I got Wario World, I think. Did I get Wario World? No, I didn't get that either. Anyway, I don't want to bitch. Okay, Guitar Hero. Yeah, this was definitely, this was the first game before Rock Band. Harmonix. I don't even know if Harmonix still exists anymore. Oh, there's actually a rumor that, Activision wants to make another Guitar Hero game, but we'll see about that. I don't know how they would make Guitar Hero games work in this modern era, because you would say, hey, game's coming out, but you need to also buy a guitar for it. People went for that back then. I don't know if they'd go for that now. I mean, millennials like myself probably, maybe, would. I mean, I have a USB guitar there for Clone Hero, but it probably wouldn't work for that. Oh, look, a full ad for Oblivion. Iconic game, man. We're still talking about Oblivion. Wonder if they'll do the same thing with Morrowind. Shadow of the Colossus. I wish I could play this game, but I know the ending. Maybe one day I'll play it, but I can't play Shadow of the Colossus because I kind of know how it ends. It just... I heard this game is a masterpiece. Still have my Aerosmith Guitar Hero controller for the 360. Well, definitely, if you still have the controller, maybe you should look at Clone Hero. I don't want to link it here, but Clone Hero is essentially Guitar Hero, but like on PC. And they have custom tracks. You can do with that information what you will. Beautiful Joe. Oh, is this using the... Oh, I remember this cover here. Do you remember when this game came out and they're like, oh, he's doing a naughty gesture there. He's actually doing it right here. I remember that. I think if I remember correctly, did they change the box art for this after release? I don't remember. I feel like they did. Maybe they didn't. Clone Hero. I've heard about that from a friend on Discord. Yes, Clone Hero. Check it out. I love it. Definitely gives me the Guitar Hero vibes from my home. Half-Life 2. The Xbox version doesn't disappoint, unless you weren't expecting multiplayer modes. You know, Half-Life 2 being on the Xbox here, yeah, it was really a technical achievement. They were able to get a PC-exclusive game onto the original Xbox. And it worked as well as it did. I think this also came out on PS2, but I think that game was, like, unplayable. What is this? Magna Carta. Well, I have never heard of that franchise. An epic tale of war, romance, betrayal. Yeah, I've never heard of this game. Sorry. Budokai Tenkaichi. Ghost Tracker says, I've never heard of Beautiful Joe until I got the GameCube game with my copy of Mario Kart Double Dash with Smash Melee and more. Double Dash! That is a game that Nintendo needs to bring to Switch Online. I have a soft spot for Double Dash. Yes, you should play Half-Life, but don't get attached to the story. Play for the gameplay, because, well, we're not getting Half-Life 3. And that's the end of that joke. Okay, Budokai Tenkaichi DBZ minus gravity. Yeah, this was the one that it was 3D for the first time, because before it was Budokai, and Tenkaichi made it 3D for the first time. If you have a VR set, Ghost Tracker, you should also play Alex. That game goes on sale quite a bit. Ratchet Deadlocked. I like this game. I beat it, and almost 100%ed it, but I played it enough. It was definitely a different Ratchet and Clank game, that's for sure. Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Wallace and Gromit's still going. That's nice up there. That's not completely dead. Sadly, I don't have a VR. Well, they're getting cheaper, Ghost Tracker. They definitely are getting cheaper. That's for sure. American Wasteland. SOCOM. Wish they would bring SOCOM back. It's funny. It's so funny. Speaking of that, it's so funny that when Microsoft was going to acquire Call of Duty, and they were like, well, you can't do that because that's a monopoly and we don't have other franchises. And I'm like, wait, you have MAG, you have SOCOM, you have what was that other one, Resistance. Do something with them, you know? And they don't do it. Oh god. Anyway, we're not gonna see a Resistance game, we're not gonna see a SOCOM. Well, Zipper Interactive's dead. We're not gonna see a SOCOM game. It just sucks. Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Is this where they turned it into a hack and slash here? Love at First Bite. Oh yeah, okay, this is where they first turned to a hack and slash. And then Lords of Shadow kind of continued that. Oh, what's this here? Game Screen Anywhere. Wow. I wonder how good those screens actually were. Probably like 720p or 480. I'd be surprised those actually look good. Hey, look at that! There's a picture of the one that I had in my 3D video for the history of video games. That one right there. The only difference is that doesn't do 3D. Okay, SSX. That was such a good franchise. Tricky was my favorite. I liked Tricky. Tricky was really good. Who did SSX? That was what was it? EA Sports again. Man, EA just fell hard, man. Battlefront 2. The first Star Wars Battlefront was the tip of the lightsaber. It's a must-buy. Yes, it is a must-buy. Watch those wrist rockets. Before maybe people become obsessed. Brady games. I have a couple Brady games books, and I think I'm going to go through one at some point. Just to, I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I have a guide for, I have a one for a Pokemon game. Like, we're talking like Ruby. I even have a guide for Metroid Fusion, I believe. Don't know if that would be, like, entertaining to go through for one game, though. Drop Dead Gorgeous. The visuals, of course. Yeah, they were just trying so hard. Trying so hard to say, hey, look, we have babes in this game. It was a good game, though. It was a good game. Battlefield 2. Was this... Oh, wow, this was the second Battlefield game. Wow, okay. Did anyone play the beta of Battlefield 6? I played a little bit of it, and, I didn't like the whole Call of Duty fast run and gun sort of stuff. I played a bunch of Modern Warfare 2, new one, and I quit cold turkey, so to say the least. And it's good to see that they took the feedback from Battlefield 6, and they're going to make it less runny-gunny, shooty-shooty, slidey-around, shooty-shooty. They're going to make it more strategic. I like that. I really like that. And then we have here... Oh, this is the Far Cry Instincts I was thinking of. Yeah, I actually have this game, and I hate it, because this game here came out close to the end of its life for the Xbox, and... I'm not kidding you, that this game here forces you to sit through the E3 trailer every time you start it up. That's how long the frickin' loading times are in this game. You have to sit through the E3 trailer in order to play the damn game. On top of that, the game was bugged out of hell, and there was a bug that I ran into that a couple people online reported about this game, Far Cry Instincts, that if you load your checkpoint when you die. You know, you die, you reload the checkpoint and all that. You reload your checkpoint too many times, the game will revert your progress and eliminate your checkpoint data. I remember there was a jump that I was trying to do in Far Cry Instincts, and I kept dying over and over and over and over. And then when I loaded back, I was like, what the hell? This was like 3 hours beforehand. And my progress was gone. It was gone. I quit playing it. And then... about, I'd say, 6 years later, I discovered there was a newer version of Far Cry Instincts on the Xbox. That was essentially the version they wanted to get out. That was for the 360, and I got that. And I played it on that, but I traded in my, we traded in the Xbox before everything went down with Microsoft, so there's no way to play it anymore, which, oh well, I guess. But yeah, Far Cry Instincts. Screw this game. This game takes way too long. I like the whole animal powers thing, but if you play this game, just play the 360 version. There's no reason to play this. It's buggy, and the loading times suck. They suck, and they suck bad. Okay. Oh, speaking of Game Crazy, here it is, right here. This is the Game Crazy that I got the Hulk game from, and this is the game that I played the TMNT game at. I loved Game Crazy. You could try any game you wanted for free. I liked it so much. Jack X, Jack was Sony. Naughty Dog. Yeah, we're not gonna see them, because Naughty Dog is too busy doing, what is it? Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, which we'll probably see in like 4 freaking years. If at all. The Sims 2. Is this come with any content? Oh, this was the console port. This was a completely different version on PC. I heard it's actually pretty good. There's even a DS version, which I played more of that. We understand. Yep. Here, LA Rush. I've never played LA Rush. The cops are... Ooh, well, maybe that's why I haven't played it, because it sucks. You won't have to pay for the damages. Oh no, it has the Halo dead checkpoint, but worse. Ghost Tracker, you're saying that Halo had that problem too, where if you kept loading too many times, your progress would just straight up just die? Wait, this looks like a shotgun. Is this Red Dead? No, it's not Red Dead. It's freaking Air Force. Okay. I thought that was like Red Dead Redemption with the whole Rockstar shotgun thing. So we have Sly 3 here. And I never play the Sly games, but I'd like to play them sometime. I don't know if we can go back to another Sly game. Especially with the Ghost of Tsushima. And Serious Sam, Battalion Wars. That was a Nintendo IP, I believe. Yeah, they definitely didn't bank on that one. Serious Sam. I heard Serious Sam's kind of like an arena shooter. So, yeah. Call of Duty 2. By the way, is the music still playing for everybody? Can you still hear the music? I'm playing music in the background. Hopefully you guys can still hear it. Well, no. Just lose a checkpoint and go back further when you're playing it. It's worse. Oh, jeez, I hate that. Oh, jeez. So we have Big Red 1. I have this game. My brother won this game. This was like, because Call of Duty, this was during like when the 360 was out, and, you know, PS2 needed a gimme, so they did this version here. Conflict Global Terror? What game is this? 2K, Enemy AI by pro-military advisors. Each squad control over each operative. The deadliest hotspots. Co-op play. I've never heard of this game. I've heard of Conflict Denied Ops from the Brother magazine. Well, the terror goes global, so do you. Is this a sequel to Conflict Denied Ops? This is a 2K Games game. Huh, I've never heard of it. I didn't notice until you pointed out the music. I was probably having too much fun. Well, I'm glad you're having fun with me. I'm having fun going through these. I haven't looked at these in probably about 15, 20 years. It's really good to... It's like going to an old friend, you know? When times were better. You know? That's why I'm the nostalgic millennial. We're getting nostalgic here. Quake 4. Won't start a revolution, but it's a must-play. Is this a... I don't remember Quake 4 much for the campaign. I think it was more for the online, if I remember correctly. Quake 4 Arena. Okay. Black and White 2. That's a game that I would like to come back. I heard Black and White is a really, really good game. Where you're basically God and you need to, you know, control villagers and things like that. And you need to make things where they oh, thank you, Ghost Tracker. It was my wife's idea. The whole with the nostalgic millennial. Yes, that was her idea. I have heard of that. The car created the ultimate God game. Oh, apparently it wasn't too great. The sequel. I would like for them to do a comeback to this with Black and White. I heard Black and White is a really, really good game. It's just a shame. You didn't have, and it's an EA game, so they won't take a freaking risk on it because, you know, it doesn't have the... Your wife is smart. Yes, she is. That's why I married her. Bet on Soldier Bloodsport. Oh, about Black and White 2. Yes. Oh, I forgot what else. My brain just had a short circuit. Bet on Soldier Bloodsport. I don't know what this game is. But it's a 3.5, so it's probably not worth my time. Good to see Warhammer still going. I know that Dawn of War just got a remake or a port or something like that. So it's good to see Warhammer still going. Metroid Prime Pinball. What? 3.5? Really? I thought it was at least a 4. Erect Samus. Okay. Bling Bling. Takes the supreme abilities. I mean, some of the... Okay, so how to progress was a little bit confusing. Like how to continue the board and actually complete the board. That was a little bit... what's the word? Kind of hard to gauge. Donkey Kong Country 3. Oh god, this is when Game Boy Advance games were still being released. I think this is the first Advance game we've seen. Oh yeah, I think my brother has that game. Piggyback Time 3. Why is it a 3? Is it because the graphics? Maybe the graphics. Snowboard Kids! Oh yeah, there was a DS version of that game. Back better than ever. Was the game actually any good? I played it briefly on DS, but not really like in depth a lot. I know. I think did it have multiplayer? Did it have multiplayer? No, I don't think it did. I don't think it did. It would have said Nintendo Wi-Fi connection there. Beautiful Joe, Double Trouble. Oh yeah, Beautiful Joe. Oh, this is before it came out. Clover Studio. Yeah, you try to have Capcom come back to that now. Well, I mean, okay, to be fair, they've been working their ass off with Pragmata. I really am curious to see what that game is like. I did see the previews of Pragmata. I am hopefully optimistic. I've heard that Pragmata is taking some elements from their canceled PS3 exclusive Deep Down, but and that game was cursed out of hell. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Partners in Time. Yeah, that was when Alpha Dream was at the top of the world before they released too many sequels and had sequelitis, and people stopped buying the games, and then Alpha Dream died. We're getting close to the end here. But I am definitely doing this again. I've had a lot of fun talking about this and going through this with you and everyone here and Ghost Tracker. It's been really fun. I was kind of worried, but I'm really having fun going through these here with you. Speaking of Blitz the League, as I talked about previously, 4 out of 10. That's about right. Let's see. Come on, focus. I actually have Blitz the League and Blitz 2. Yes, when there was more games than just Madden. When there wasn't a monopoly on everything. When you could do a late hit and body slam somebody or grab them by the arms and throw them around and all that. I remember when NFL Blitz came out on PlayStation Network, the reboot, and they took away the late hits. I think that was kind of the beginning of the end for Midway, but I can't really fault them for that because I think that was a requirement at the time for the NFL because they didn't want to have violence and football anymore. Screw them. March Madness NCAA. Wonder if we'll ever have a comeback of NCAA. I heard that there is one in the works. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I know there's college football now. Maybe we'll get NCAA. NFL 06. FIFA Soccer 06. You got your sports games yearly. X-Men 2. Who was this? This was Activision and Raven. Raven. They're now in the Call of Duty mines. I don't have this game. I've heard it's a pretty good co-op game. Editor's Choice. See, I've heard this game is really good. Co-op game. Top view. I really wish that they would have ported the Marvel game, Marvel Alliance 3 from the Switch, to like the Switch 2 or other platforms. That game is still stuck on the original Switch, and the performance suffered greatly because of its being locked on there. Oh, what is this? We got some cheat codes. Remember cheat codes, everybody? Remember when you could not spend a dime and unlock things in the game? Anyway, Old Man Yells at Cloud. Okay, Outlaw Tennis. Whoa, look at that screenshot there. Wow, cut to the chase. They definitely knew that they were trying to get attention there. Big mother truckers. Got some cheat codes here. NASCAR. Ultimate Destruction. Oh, we got some cheat codes for Ultimate Destruction. here. American flag shorts. I actually have a cheat code book, tips and tricks, but I don't know. Again, there's not pictures in it. That could possibly get boring to go through. But I have a tips and tricks book for these games in this era here. Rune Viking Warlord. Never even heard of that game. Fuguru history. Got some more cheat codes here. Unlock Reyna from Ravemaster. Never even heard of that game. I don't know what that is. Death Jr. PSP game here. Play Sleep Freed movie. Total Health. Gib Like Mad. Yeah, see, stuff like this nowadays you'd have to pay DLC for, all that crap. Change the date to the Picto Chat. I remember Picto Chat, and then they had Swap Note, and then they screwed it up with Swap Note. Tony Hawk's 2 Underground Remix. Metal Gear Acid. That is a game. You brought it up with Ghost Tracker. You brought up the Acid thing with the Volume 1. I would like for them, and this wouldn't take much effort to do, I would like for them to do a port. They don't even have to do a remaster or a remake. I would like to have a port of Metal Gear Acid. The card-based gameplay I heard was unique. I played a little bit of it. I haven't played a lot, but I heard that these were okay games. And it's a shame that they're still stuck on the PSP. It's a shame. Well, close to the last page here. Let's look at the Chartbusters to end things off. So, Dachshund and Friends was the top-selling DS game at the time. That must have been when the DS first came out, then? NFL 06, Pokemon Emerald. Pokemon games on the chart. Good to see nothing has changed. 3 versions, despite some screen input, they're infectiously cute. Mine are filthy, famished, and parched, and probably always will be. Because, I haven't gotten my DS out. Well, not that game out. I still have my 3DS, but I haven't gotten that out in years. Birch is in trouble. Remember when cheat codes were on demo disc? I do, Ghost Tracker! I actually have a PlayStation Underground disc that has a secret Spyro demo on it. Yeah, it's a secret Spyro demo, and the reason how I found out about it is I put the controller upside down and pushed on it for some reason, and then I saw the Spyro controller setup, and I was like, what the heck did I just do? How did I unlock this? Yeah, I remember that. I remember that so fondly. And I thought I was such a freaking genius when I found that out by accident. So how does the 360 stack up here? So we have more faceplates. I remember the Gears of War faceplate too. Path of Neo, Trapped. Again, I just remember the box cover for that. And then, wonder if they still exist. Probably not. So let's look at the index here of companies. 2K, Atari, Brady Games, Capcom, Cartoon Network, Konami, Hasbro, Mountain Dew. Ghost Tracker says, found an underground disc with an early demo of Metal Gear Solid and another disc that had cheat codes from an estate sale. No freaking way! An early demo. I actually have a disc that has VR missions. I have a demo that has the VR missions side. It doesn't actually have the demo of Metal Gear Solid, but it has the VR missions demo on there. This here. Okay, Wizards of the Coast. And to finish things off, we have an ad here for Spartan Total Warrior. Oh, wait. Is this the Spartan series that's like the real-time strategy games? Like the... Oh, yeah, Creative Assembly. Yeah, okay. I heard that Creative Assembly is doing a Star Wars-themed game with the same engine that they're doing with the Total Warrior series. If they do, oh man, it would be like Empire at War again. That would be I would play that. I'd get back into real time strategy if there was an actual like Star Wars game with this Total War setup where you could like build a base and then get like your troopers and all that, and I would definitely be the bad guy. or get your you'd have to get like your Padawans, then you'd have to put them in there and train them to become Jedis and all that. Oh my god, I would definitely. I played hours into StarCraft 2, but if they release an actual real-time strategy game with Star Wars, I will play it. Oh, we have one more little bonus here. No time for second chances. Without warning, all will survive. I've never heard of this game. Okay, you have 12 hours. The clock is ticking. 3 special ops members are separated and trapped inside a chemical plant. Is this a strategy game? Is this a action from? Is this a story-based game? Is this a? I don't know what this game is. I've never heard of this game. Without warning. Wow. Well, okay then. Interesting. I'll have to look that one up to see if it's any good. This looks like a story-based game. I see a lot of things here that look like they look like cutscenes. So I'm thinking this is like a story-based game. This was probably during the same era when Asura's Wrath came out, and that was also a story-based game. But I'm going to end things here. This has been so much fun. I will definitely be doing this again here. And this is the Nostalgic Millennial, and I will see you all, hopefully here again, next time. Enjoy the rest of your night.